I think it's important to not look at a relationship that ends as a failure. It's just a season, and it wasn't a failure. It was a huge success.
Eric Dane once melted hearts on Grey's Anatomy. Yet today his true life twist hits harder than any TV drama. A chilling verdict has landed on the star. The actor got awful news. He has a serious, untreatable illness. What hit everyone hardest was a sad goodbye letter from his wife of more than 20 years. The first clues crept in during late 2024, when Eric felt a strange sag in his right arm that stubbornly refused to fade. At first, he blamed those endless nights on the Euphoria set, plus the weight of playing such an intense role. But within weeks, the trembling stayed, even after rest, and quiet worry became pounding alarm. January 2025 pushed him to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles. Specialists ran a maze of nerve tests, muscle scans, and blood work, hunting for any harmless cause. They ruled out everyday injuries, infections, even vitamin gaps. Yet the weakness deepened, and the unknown felt like a ticking bomb. 2 long months later, the hammer fell. Early March brought the stark words no one wants to hear: amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. The disease crawls through the nerves, stealing motion bit by bit, while leaving the mind painfully alert. There is no cure, only a race against the clock. Eric kept the news locked inside his home while he gathered strength. He spoke with his wife, his children, his closest circle, weighing whether to reveal the nightmare or guard it in silence. He studied trial drugs, grilled doctors for every tiny hope, and stared at his own shaking hands trying to memorize steadiness before it vanished. He finally made a choice. Speak early. Prepare early. A fresh trial at Cedars-Sinai offered a slim promise of slowing the slide, and doctors pushed him to start fast. Twice a week he tackled physical therapy, fighting to keep muscles alive even as the disease tried to shut them down. Daily life changed in a flash, yet Eric forced order onto chaos. Dawn workouts shrank to gentle stretches. Heavy lifting vanished, and nutritionists rebuilt his meals to feed muscles without draining energy. He limited outside calls, choosing calm mornings with his daughters and quiet afternoons writing thoughts he once left unsaid. Interviewers later asked how the diagnosis felt, and his answer stunned many. He said he was not shocked, only determined to understand the enemy he faced. He refused to call it a battle. ALS is no winners, he noted. Yet he swore to do his best while he still could move, speak, and breathe on his own. Fans had no clue this storm was brewing, but the next revelation would shake them even harder, because Eric was about to step into the spotlight and share the truth with the entire world. April 10th, 2025 exploded with headlines when People magazine dropped Eric's confession, and readers gasped as the tough news spread lightning fast. He explained that his voice and legs still worked fine, yet his arms tired fast and long balances felt impossible. Going public, he said, would help his family brace for what lay ahead. Online reactions poured in within minutes. Shock, grief, but also deep respect for the calm way he faced a brutal fate. Some called him amazingly direct. Others thanked him for shining a light on a hidden illness. Yet right after that single interview, Eric vanished from social media. No fresh photos, no new tweets, only silence while he poured every ounce of strength into treatment. Behind the scenes, the real drama unfolded in his home. On April 11th, one day after the announcement, Rebecca Gayhart posted a gentle poem on Instagram about time and health. She added a single line: "Every day is a gift. Thank you all for the love and support." Fans felt the weight of those words like a punch to the chest. Friends revealed that Rebecca became Eric's self-taught nurse overnight. She planned soft, high-energy meals, tracked every pill, drove him to therapy, and rearranged furniture so he could move without stumbling. Even with hired help, she insisted on doing most tasks herself, saying love guided her hands better than any stranger could. The twist that floored everyone came from their past. Rebecca and Eric had lived apart since 2018 after she filed for divorce. Yet in March 2025, weeks before the diagnosis went public, she quietly withdrew those papers and slipped back into the master bedroom. No press release, no stage reunion, just 2 people choosing each other when life turned cruel. A close source whispered that Rebecca never breaks in front of kids or Eric. She saves her tears for midnight, sitting alone once everyone sleeps, because she knows despair in daylight might crush his fragile hope. Her mother confirmed that strength, explaining Rebecca now lives almost like a full-time caregiver, without a single complaint. On April 9th, just before Eric's story hit the press, Rebecca stepped onto the red carpet at the Carter's Hurts to Love You premiere all by herself. Reporters tried for juicy details, but she offered one short answer with a steady smile. "Eric and I are best friends," she said. "We have 2 amazing daughters, and I'm proud of how we've handled everything." That was her final public word. ALS normally strips movement within 2 to 5 years, forcing drastic lifestyle cuts. Eric has already tasted that change, yet love now fills the space where fear could grow. Fans are holding their breath, wondering what tomorrow brings. The pressure kept building. In 2011, Eric landed in rehab after painkiller addiction spun out of control. Rebecca avoided microphones, yet reporters spotted her making constant trips to the clinic until she brought him home. He paused his career, then returned to Grey's Anatomy stronger. 6 years later, a new cloud rolled in. In 2017, production halted on The Last Ship, so Eric could fight a deep depression. Rebecca skipped interviews but posted an old snapshot caption, "He is the strongest person I know." Fans cheered, critics whispered, and the couple stayed firm. Then came the shock of early 2018. Rebecca filed for divorce, citing differences no one could see. Even so, they stayed linked for the children, trading smiles at school plays and parents' nights. Reporters hunted for conflict, but found none. Kindergartens, teacher talks, summer trips, they showed up together for every milestone. Cameras caught them waving side by side, looking more like a team than a broken pair. During those outings, they seemed almost carefree. One witness saw them build sand castles on a California beach, while Rebecca laughed and Eric lifted Georgia onto his shoulders. The picture spoke louder than any answer. Cameras flashed again in 2022 when the whole family sailed to south of France on a bright white yacht. Rebecca posted a single photo with the caption, "Family is everything," and the world went wild. Rumors of a secret reunion exploded, yet no statement followed, keeping mystery thick. Through 2023 and into early 2025, they kept the same careful dance. No angry words, no public drama, just calm togetherness at school games and birthday cakes. The media grew bored, convinced the story was over, but destiny had one more shock waiting. March 2025 changed everything. 2 weeks after doctors whispered the letters illness, Rebecca marched into court and pulled her divorce papers for good. No grand ceremony, no magazine cover, only quiet agreement to live under one roof again. Friends saw furniture shuffled, safety rails added, and a brand new energy inside the house. To strangers, the move looked sudden. Insiders knew the truth. This couple had never fully walked away. Years of late-night calls and shared parenting kept the bridge strong. Now the illness simply pushed them to cross that bridge without fear. A close friend summed it up with a soft nod. Rebecca never let hope die. She heard about Eric's health right from the start and decided distance made no sense. Moving back was not dramatic. It was logical. The diagnosis did not create new love. It spotlighted the love already there. Both partners asked what mattered most and refused to waste a single sunrise apart. They traded fancy premieres for doctor visits and shaped life around one goal: more precious time together. Those changes rewired the house. Slippery carpets disappeared. Low chairs replaced high stools, and shiny grab bars waited in the bathroom for weak hands. Every shift spoke of planning, not panic. While the parents rebuilt, their daughters felt the tremor too. Billy Beatrick, born in 2010, is a natural leader. Georgia Geraldine arrived in 2011 with a quieter soul. Teen years are tricky at the best of times, and this news hit like a storm. Rebecca and Eric refused secrecy. They sat with the girls and told the truth in plain words. No heavy medical jargon, just a clear idea that Dad's muscles would slowly weaken. Tears came, yet hugs came faster. Billy reacted first. She sprinted to her room, opened a laptop, and dived into research. By morning, she held a notebook packed with facts and questions. Within days, she urged the family to join an ALS charity walk in May. She even asked to design matching shirts, so they could march as one glowing unit. From that moment, Billy watched her father like a guardian angel. She fetched water, fluffed pillows, and memorized his therapy schedule, so she could remind Rebecca. No one told her to do any of this. She simply moved. Georgia processed the shock in softer colors. The very next day, she sketched 4 people under a rainbow and taped on the wall where Eric loves to sit. She began a small diary, too. Every night she noted dinner menus, favorite jokes, and whether her father laughed. That gentle record became her secret way of holding tight to normal life. One evening near midnight, Rebecca found Georgia slipping quietly into her parents' room. The girl whispered that she only wanted to check if Dad was warm enough. Rebecca's heart cracked, then swelled with pride. Inside that quiet house, fear walks beside love every single day. Yet love keeps winning. Georgia stayed silent for a beat, then slipped back to her room. Yet the hush felt loud enough to shake the walls. From that night on, both girls worked hard to keep laughter floating through the house. Saturday became movie night, a brand new ritual that brightened every week. They took turns choosing light-hearted classics like The Sandlot or Mrs. Doubtfire, and the living room filled with popcorn and giggles. One evening, Billy picked up a guitar and strummed Somewhere Over the Rainbow, their dad's forever favorite. The final chord hung in the air like magic. Eric said nothing, but his teary eyes shone brighter than any applause. The girls soon turned kindness into action. Billy learned quick breakfast, scrambled eggs, simple spaghetti, so Mom could breathe on hectic mornings. Georgia sorted the medicine shelf, placing bright labels for each weekday. Even the smallest task felt heroic. Rebecca later told a friend the surprise was not the children's tears, but their fearless attitude. She had worried the truth might crush them, yet it only sparked determination. They asked few questions and chose instead to do one loving thing for Dad every single day. No one forced them into hospital halls or therapy rooms. If they wanted to tag along, fine. If they preferred homework on the couch, that was fine too. Life stayed normal. School bells, math tests, dance practice. Yet free moments always drifted back to Eric when their father began scribbling memories for a future memoir. Billy volunteered to design a cover bursting with color. Georgia grabbed the camera, promising one weekly photo to mark gentle changes over time. Each gesture stitched the family tighter. Eric often whispered that his girls kept his feet on the ground. No calls for sacrifice, no heavy drama, just steady love pouring out in steady waves. Balancing teen dreams with family duty is tough, yet Billy and Georgia nailed the challenge with grace. Rebecca watched in quiet awe. She once fretted about broken hearts. Now she sees 2 young women rising to every test. Their small acts, fluffing pillows, refilling water, jotting therapy reminders, add up to a powerhouse of care. And every night ends the same sweet way. Lights dim, laughter fades, and all 4 breathe a silent promise to face tomorrow together, whatever tomorrow dares to bring. The question hung in the air: what truly matters when time starts shrinking? Eric did not quit acting after sharing his ALS truth. Director Sam Levinson shuffled the shooting plan so Eric could rest between takes, and a medical aide waited nearby in case trouble struck. Off camera, a bigger project took shape. Eric and Rebecca began building a memoir, tentatively titled McSteamy and Me. The pages skip the disease and Chase's life story, career highs, personal stumbles, and wisdom he wants to leave his daughters. Each night they record memories for an hour, laughing at forgotten bloopers and wiping away sudden tears. Support poured in faster than morning traffic. Zendaya sent a huge flower arrangement with a handwritten line: "You are an inspiration. We are here for you." Patrick Dempsey rang Eric for a long, warm chat that ended with plans to reunite at Charity Gala. Coleman Domingo told People magazine, "Eric is a person who never complains, even when things are not easy." Fans joined the wave with passion. Old clips of Eric's greatest moments flooded social media. One group launched a fundraiser called McSteamy's Fight, clocking $10,000 in 48 hours, and donations kept climbing after news outlets shared the link. Inside, the Dane home planning never rests. A summer trip to Hawaii is already in motion, returning to the very place Eric and Rebecca honeymooned. Flights, wheelchairs, even a traveling nurse are booked to ensure comfort without killing adventure. Rebecca also started a new weekend tradition. Every Saturday night, someone shares an untold story. No order, no pressure. Georgia might describe a funny school mishap. Billy might recall a goofy vacation moment. Eric sometimes reveals a behind-the-scenes blunder from Grey's Anatomy. Some nights end in roaring laughter. Others settle into soft, cookie-filled silence. A close friend summed up the vibe perfectly. No one says it, yet everyone knows they are doing what must be done before anything changes. Rebecca echoes that truth daily. We do not have a grand plan for the future. We just want to live each day with no regrets. Eric cannot predict 6 months, 1 year, or 5 years down the road. What he knows for sure is that he will never face the road alone. Rebecca came back by choice, not pity. The girls keep their teenage rhythm, yet always orbit their dad's chair. They cannot trap time, but they can squeeze joy from every sunrise. So the family moves forward, step by tender step. They laugh, they plan, they remember, and they refuse to let one cruel diagnosis steal the light still burning in every room. Nothing gets missed, not a single smile, not a single story. If this journey moves you, please tap like, share the video, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Your voice helps keep vital stories alive.